Namanda, 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 namanda. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
All right. Nice to see everyone here joining us for our Bodhi Day service today. So let me go over the service order with you. We're going to have the chanting of the Sambujo and then the Hyo Byakumon. Okay? And I'll do those from my seat over here. And we'll chant the Ju Seige today on page 93. Okay, so I hope you all have two books because we're going to juggle usually using both books today. Right? So special practice. And we're going to do this probably quite often through the year and get accustomed to some of the new gathas that are in the white book. Okay. Yeah, we're kind of been looking forward to trying the new gathas, and it's kind of fun because we all get put on the spot there. Okay, so today, yeah, Lenny picked two especially hard ones that we're going to try to sing today. Then let's see. Yeah, so after the first gatha, we'll, as usual, recite the three treasures. And then there'll be a Dharma message. And then we'll have our final gatha, Ondok-san, but this time it's in Japanese and English. So again, this is in the new book, and so the English verses will be something new to us, okay? So this is one of the challenges here. Okay, so Sambujo Hyo Byakumon Ju Seige. Namanda, 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 namanda. Byakumon. Today, on this occasion of the Bodhi Day Service for 2022, members of our temple families have reverently come before Amida Buddha. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages, Namu Kie Butsu, Namu Kie Ho, Namu Kie So. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Please repeat the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. please stand for our first gatha. It's called We Are One. We're going to sing through it twice, and it's on page 150 in the new book. Switch books, please. Just to give you a little bit of background, Sharman and I have been able to sing this We Are One for a number of years, maybe 5 years even. The person who wrote the song is Donna Sasaki from the Tacoma Temple. She is Bishop Harada's sister. And so they grew up as part of the Idaho Oregon Buddhist Temple, and so all the Northwest District was familiar with this song and this book early on. So I got more practice than you guys did. Okay, so we're going to please stand and we will read the three treasures together on page 8. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be free from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Please be seated. Okay, now we have our Dharma message. First, I'd like to share some good news. Kent told me last week that his son had a baby boy. So Kaz and Lisa Yoshiwara, they live in Hawaii, and so they had a son, and the name is Bodhi. So I thought it's appropriate to announce this on Bodhi Day. So yes, good news to share with everyone. So the name is Bodhi Akira Yoshiwara, and born on October 12th, 2022. So welcome, Bodhi. Okay. Nice to have some good news to share, huh? Yeah, we needed a bit of that today, I think. So today we want to welcome everyone to the Bodhi Day Service, and in Japanese it's called Jodo-e. This means attaining enlightenment gathering. So we acknowledge Prince Siddartha going through his awakening, and thereafter he would be known as Shakyamuni Buddha. So going through over 2,500 years ago, he has such an experience in impacting the world, gradually moving from India and up through Asia and crossing over to Japan and continuing to spread. We have sanghas in Europe and South America and back to India. There's Jodo Shinchu temples that have started in India as well. And so in Japan, we have our Honganji temple and the story of Shinran Shonin, and so the Nembutsu teachings continuing to move into America, and now the Buddhist Churches of America is the longest standing organization of Buddhism in America, and we can be very happy about that. So this teachings of the Dharma continuing to move and spread. So there have been more than a few occasions when I have like a discussion group, and someone would say, what you are saying, what Buddhism is saying, are things that I have thought or felt for a long time. And something resonates, something seems familiar to that person who's mentioning this, something feels comfortable, something resonates with that person. And I think it's because Buddhism is not a faith or a belief, but an awareness. The Buddha coming to this awakened awareness, and awareness of what is around us, and it's familiar because it's always been there, right? And we become unable to see it or to recognize it because we have so many layers and layers of doubts, ego, misinformation, ignorance. All these things cloud our perspective, but we recognize it even before we could speak. The Pure Land, the realm of the Buddha is there that we know. Then we can't recognize it anymore. And we try to see what is that awakening. But we're just clouded with all these layers from our own doing, from our own condition. So to practice Buddhism is to get rid of all these layers and to be able to see, once again, what we have seen originally or before. So let me read this portion of the Amida Kyo. Please join me in Gassho. I use this often. The lotus flowers in the lakes, large as chariot wheels, are blue-colored with blue splendor, yellow-colored with yellow splendor, red-colored with red splendor, white-colored with white splendor, and they are most exquisite and purely fragrant. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. So this is a portion of the Amida Kyo, the smaller sutra, and kind of a description of the Pure Land, and it's saying what is blue radiates its blue splendor. What's yellow radiates its yellow splendor. What's red radiates its red splendor. What's white radiates its white splendor. So everything shines of its own color, its own identity. You know, my car shines, your car shines, my house shines, your house shines, and everything shines. My family shines, your family shines. So, and people, Diane shines, radiates her own beauty as only she can. Amy radiates her own beauty as only Amy can. Each of us radiate our own beauty. Tom, Hiko, Howard, Dorothy, everybody radiates their own beauty. And so this is to see people in their own light, you know, not like what I could have been or should have been, but what I am, and to shine, radiate, and to see people in this manner, to be able to appreciate everything, everything. This is the description of the Pure Land. Okay? So it's realm of enlightenment, we call the Pure Land. It's all around us, but we're not able to see it. Okay? So in this awakening experience, we always come to the story of Prince Siddartha, how he was protected in his early part of his life, and the story of the four gates that he goes through. Initially, the king didn't want him to see the ugliness of life, and so protected him from seeing things. And, you know, I don't want to go through all the story, but he goes through the eastern gate, the southern gate, the western gate, the northern gate, and at each of these he encounters, you know, difficult things, ugly things in life. He finds the older person out the first gate, and he sees someone suffering from the plague, illness, out of the second gate. In the third gate, he sees a funeral procession, so seeing a funeral for the very first time. And then on the final gate, he sees a monk, and his calm presence makes him think again and makes him want to find the truth in life that this monk is seeking. Right? And I think when I look back on this story, the first three stayed with me. These are things, very important points to be able to recognize in my life, in your life, and I really didn't pay as much attention to that fourth gate when he met the spiritual person. Not quite sure, you know, I could understand it, but I didn't pay attention as I did to the first three. mean, those are really impactful images. And it didn't really hit me for a long time, maybe a couple of decades. I didn't think about the fourth gate and seeing this monk kind of story. And particularly, lately there have been a lot of funeral services, and I make a point to tell the story of the mustard seeds and, the woman who lost her child, and, she was advised by the Buddha to find a home where death had never entered, and to ask for mustard seeds from that home. And when she couldn't find such a home, she goes back to the Buddha, standing there, and the story is that in his quiet presence, her mind cleared. So she saw this same monk as in the Four Gates story, right? And other teachers as well. Aneda Sensei, so you have to find a good Dharma teacher. Everyone needs to find their Dharma teacher, and people can share a story of who their Dharma teacher was, who impacted them, to be able to see a little bit more clearly what the Dharma was about. And so through this, little by little, more and more, kind of paying attention to this fourth gate, and to be guided, not led, but guided to find this kind of spiritual path and awakening. Right? So I think this is a very important part of the story of Prince Siddartha. And as he saw this monk, he was encouraged to find the same truths, and this led him to go. So he left the kingdom. And we know that part of the story, sneaking away in the middle of the night. He didn't want to awaken his wife and his son, and so he wanted to see them one more time. His son was covered by his mother's hand or something, but he didn't want to risk waking him, so he just snuck out and got out of his robes and left on his own, told his companion Changa that he's going to go. And difficult time to leave the kingdom. He loved the people there, he loved his family, he respected his father, all the expectations of him to become the next king, but how could he stay when he had all these questions about life, about the spiritual path? So he left, studying under other teachers, dressed in rags, let his hair grow longer and longer, meditation, so very extreme suffering that he went through, and finally he was able to come to his awakening experience. So, just yesterday, telling the story about our Bodhi tree, and having the Bodhi tree trimmed, and Mr. Fuji is the arborist that fell out of our tree. He broke five ribs, and so telling that story to Bay District BWL meeting yesterday. But we have our own Bodhi tree too, to remind us of this story. Each of these things reminding us of the story of Prince Siddartha going through his awakening experience. And just to look at the tree, kind of envision the prince sitting at the base of the tree, and getting near death, and finally his mind is getting not clearer but more and more unclear, and going in and out of consciousness, finally collapsing. And the maiden, Sujata, brings some white rice porridge and tells him to eat, that he needs nourishment, and takes some food again. Because of this, his other compatriots, the other disciples that had studied with him, so he's a failure. He's not trying as hard as he should have. He took food again, let's leave, and they left, right? But being renourished, regenerating himself, he was determined again to become, find this awakening, and so he was able to finally. So what we acknowledge is December 8th, that he came to this awakening, and from there he could see things clearly. You know, and it's not explains exactly what he saw, but to be able to come to his awakening, and he wrestled with it for a long time. He sat there and this is too much to share. How can I explain everything that I can see? How can people understand everything that I can see? And so he had this internal debate. Should I share this or not? Should I share this or not? And it afterwards, to us now, it seems like automatic. Atarimai, that he gets this wisdom that comes in, and then, but the wisdom is empty unless it's shared with others, right? So wisdom and compassion. Compassion moves the wisdom to other people, and so when he decides to finally share the Dharma and to bring this, his awakening to all people, this is considered the beginning of the movement of the Wheel of Dharma. The Wheel of Dharma that moves towards all beings, towards each of us. So we come here, we listen to the Dharma, we read, we study, we listen to other teachers throughout our lives, coming to know the Dharma bits by bit, more and more. And in this same sense, it has traveled from his awakening to other countries, other cultures, moving on, and each Bodhi Day, we remind ourselves of this story of how it has originated, how it has moved, and how it has come and awakened. His awakening comes to touch each of us. I remember Ogui Sensei, he would say, "My life is not my life, but the life of others, sacrifices, kindness, thoughtfulness, and patience received." So it's not something I do, but everything is received. And so he's kind of pointing out this infinite network of interdependence that is this awakened awareness, the Pure Land. So when he says sacrifices, you can see that in every meal we eat. Thanksgiving we just had, or Christmas dinner, New Year's gochiso, you look at the food, and when you say itadakimasu, you're thanking every item of the food. It could be our meal, the shrimp that gave up its life, the teriyaki chicken, whatever we might have, ham, turkey, and not only the main course, all the vegetables, even the clothing we have on to keep warm. Each of these sacrifices that not earned by me, but somehow we have. Right? Somehow we're able to nourish ourselves, keep ourselves warm, and appreciate living this life. So when he says kindness, the support of family, friends, Sangha members, so many things we go through in our lives. Sometimes happy announcement of Bodhi being born, or sometimes very difficult times, or things happen, and people emerge out of the Sangha, out of our friendship, to give us some kind of support, kindness, right? And this happens all the time. He says thoughtfulness, and maybe that's of our parents, maybe that's of the Dharma, the teachings. We find a good teacher. We find Shakyamuni Buddha, the lessons from Haneda Sensei, Taniguchi Sensei, all these people that touch our lives, bringing us the Dharma. And this is thoughtfulness of our teachers coming to us. And he says, patience, patience. And so we get impatience. But maybe we can look at patience as the mind of the universe, waiting for us to be ready to hear the Dharma. We have so many layers that don't allow the Dharma to enter our minds. We're not quite ready. We're too busy, right? And all of these things, we prioritize other things. And so we block the Dharma for coming in. But the infinite waits patiently, showing us patience, waiting for us until we are ready to hear the Dharma. And it comes at different times of our life. So all of these things can impact us, and we are gradually being able to see this truth, being able to see this realm, awakened realm that we call the pyramid. Okay. So let me read this portion of the Amida Kyo once again. Please join me in Gassho. The lotus flowers in the lakes, large as chariot wheels, are blue-colored with blue splendor, yellow-colored with yellow splendor, red-colored with red splendor, white-colored with white splendor. They are most exquisite and purely fragrant. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Okay, thank you. So next we'll have Ondok-san. Part of it will be familiar, part of it will be new. So English and Japanese on page 107 in the new book. Please be seated. Kind of fun to do the new gathas. We were kind of debating, should we wait till next year or shall we start it? And we decided to start it right away. And yeah, I enjoyed that very much. Very nice. Okay, so we have a few words of appreciation from Hiko, our temple president.
Morning, everyone. Morning. Thank you for attending the Bodhi Day Service. I just want to thank all those that helped set up the onaijin for the service, the flowers, the fruits, Nobupan, and Lenny for being organist today. And Sensei, thank you for your Dharma message. And once again, congratulations to Kent on the birth of his grandson. And also, we're going to have a general meeting after the service today. We will take a short break, during which time Sensei had mentioned that one of the pruners had had an accident, and his name is Walt Fuji. And so I have a card, that a get-well card, that I'd like everyone to sign. This should show our concern for his well-being and his recovery. So we'll do that after service. And so I guess the Sensei will light the incense, and we can do a shoko. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Hiko. Are there any other announcements? Okay. As Hiko said, there's going to be a short break, and then we'll start our general meeting. So we can come up in Oshoko and then take our seats again, and I'll shut off the video, and so the video feed will be concluded now. Okay. But please come up in Oshoko.